Hey YouTube, this is the extremely right-wing Mexican in Northern California. I was just out here trying some hand loads out, just enjoying some time out in the woods, and wanted to take the opportunity to talk about my carry rig, which I recently got this Blacklist barrel, which maybe is just another example of having more money than sense, because I don't notice any difference in accuracy. What I did do is screw up the finish, this chameleon finish on it, because it uh, wasn't supposed to be installed with the factory California specific loaded chamber indicator. So I screwed up the finish when I was all happy to get it. Put the barrel in and went to put it into battery, and then I did that. So then, after a little research, I found out that you need to replace the California specific loaded chamber indicator and have just a flat one this is from Apex. I also had another screw up installing the sights, which are 2-dot Ameriglow. And, I should have done a better job fitting them. I really marred up the finish on them, but it's pretty accurate for a small gun. I shoot it pretty well. One other issue I wanted to talk about was you can really get a good view of how I screwed up the finish on the rear sight. And it is unloaded. There's a little window here for that is your chamber indicator. You can kind of notice the brass when there's a loaded round in the chamber. The other screw up was that I got the Apex trigger, and it came with a different plunger for the striker, and I put that in when I put the sights in, because I figure, well, I'm going to put the sights in first, and since I have the rear sight off, I'll put the plunger in and shoot it and make sure it's on target before I finish the job with the rest of the trigger install. So what I found out was that with those plungers, there can be light primer strikes. So what I did is, when I first bought the handgun, I was all into it, and I bought a bunch of magazines for it. I got that Hive extension, which kind of is another waste of money. It adds 2 rounds, so I get the 10 rounds in the magazine, but it makes it heavy. It's definitely not something that I'd want to carry as a spare mag, so it doesn't make any sense. I installed the Ed Brown plunger, which supposedly remedies the problem of having light primer strikes when you install an aftermarket trigger. So I did that, and now it has the Ed Brown little plunger back there below the rear sight, and it remedied the problem. No more light primer strikes. Shoots like a champ. I mean, of course, I don't claim to be a marksman, and this is kind of like a little drill, and maybe 7 yards away. But if you ever have a problem with a light primer strike after installing an Apex trigger, the Ed Brown product worked. So this is the extremely right-wing Mexican in Northern California, signing out.